بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. So let's start our new lesson today. So today, let's go back again to that four properties of an ism. So as we know that every ism would have these four properties, and then we have done this in our last lecture, and today we will do the end casing ya hal. So gender, definiteness, end casing, and number. Gent, you can remember that. Gender, end casing, number, and definiteness. So before starting that, I think I just want to make some foundation. I'll give you some examples and then I will come back to those end casings. So let's say this is a word, Rasul, right? And Rasul means a messenger. Now I'll show you a few verses where this Rasul, the harakat on that lam or a last letter would be different. Let's say the first example is Inni Rasulum min Rabbil Alamin. Now if you just try to focus on this lam, right? This lam has Dhamma Tanween, like do pesh or Dhamma Tanween, right? Now let's check another verse. Rabbana wab'ath fihim rasulan. Now same word, same a messenger. This is also a messenger. This is also means a messenger. But now this word has fatha tanween on it. Do zabar. All right. Now let's take another verse. Wama arsalna min rasulin illa liyuta'a. Same thing, same word, same meaning. But now we have those here, yeah. Kasra tanween on it. So dhamma tanween, fatha tanween, kasra tanween. Same word, same meaning, but it has a different tanweens on it. So that means something is happening here, right? So in Arabic, there's something different. Like if you go with an English, it will be translated with the same meaning, a messenger. But in Arabic, definitely there must be something happening, right? Like one same word, same meaning had dhamma tanween, then it has fatha tanween, then in another verse it has kasra tanween, right? Now there is no al, right? So Rasul, there is no al. Now let's check another flavor. Or Rasul. As we know that like when we put al in the beginning, it makes a word definite, right? Indefinite word will not gonna have an al, but if you put al before, then it will become definite. So now it's not a messenger, it's the messenger, right? And then same thing, this ra is hurufu shamsiya because lam is silent and we make first letter doubled, ar rasulu, right? So ra is a sun letter. So here it means the messenger. Now let's check a few verses on that as well. Amana rasulu bima unzila ilayhi min rabbihi. So now here if you see ar-rasul, now same word, but now with al. All right, and then and we know that when al comes, tanween get dropped. We only have single dhamma. Wattaba'ana rasula. Here we have fatha ar-rasula. Then وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ الرَّسُولِ with kasra. Right? So when al, there is no tanween, single fatha, single dhamma, single kasra. Right? So that means in Arabic, word has different kind of status. Right? Just think about it. Maybe I'm just trying to build some foundation. Right? So just think ourselves. Right? Let's say sometime like a human, right? Like sometime we are angry, sometime we are happy, sometime we are frowning, right? So let's say if you're upset. So basically, what is this? Like if a person, like I'm just trying to make some like you can say dots, right? So if a person is upset, so upset is what? Upset is your hal, right? That's your hal or condition, right? Like you are upset. So how do you think like when we say someone is upset or I'm upset? So does any other indication that shows it? It should be coming up on my face, right? Like I'm upset. So I may have some emotions. I may be frowning, right? So there would be some kind of indication as well or sign as well. when a human have different kind of status, like if you're happy, you'll be smiling, right? If you're upset, you may be distressed or frowning, or if you're angry, you may be frowning, right? So there will be different kind of indications or signs would come on the face as well, other than the actual hal or actual status, right? So that's the sign or indication. Now just think about same thing with the ism. So we say that ism may have three different statuses. In Arabic, ism has three different statuses. Same like a person can be happy, sad, or upset. So you have some indication. So same thing in Arabic, ism would have three different statuses. And to show that status, we use some signs or indications, same like a person or human. So that status is called end casing. The ism has three statuses, we know. And in Arabic, we can say is hal as well. Like ism has three hal or three end casings. And those are called raf'un, nasbun, jarrun. Same like a person can be happy, sad, angry. Ism can be in rafa hal or rafa status. It can be in nasb status. It can be in jar status. So either you can say rafun, nasbun, jarrun, or rafa, nasab, and jar. Just to make it simple, rafa, nasab, and jar. So these are the hal or statuses or an end casing of an ism, right? So let's just compare with the I'm upset. So now upset or I'm happy or I'm angry. Now then I may have some signs as well. Same thing for ism as well. Now these are the hals, but how to identify that hal, right? How we can identify that which hal or which status an ism is. So those hal or those end casing or statuses are shown using these damatan, fatatan, kasratan, or if there is an al, then single damma, single fatha, or single kasra. So these are the indication or signs that if an ism has dammatan or damma tanmeen or a single damma, that means this ism is in rafa hal or rafa status. Same like if I'm frowning, I'm angry, right? If I'm smiling, I'm happy. Same thing. So if an ism has damma tanween or a single damma, it is in rafa hal. If an ism has a fatha tanween or single fatha, it is in nasb hal or nasab status. And if an ism has kasra tanween or single kasra, it is in jar status. So these are the indication like dammatan, fatatan, kasratain, or single damma, single fatha, single kasra, and these are the hal or statuses. So an ism has three hal, rafa, nasab, and jar, and to show those hal or to show those indications, those end casings, we use dammatan, fatatan, kasratan, or in case of a definite noun with al, single damma, single fatha, single kasra. All right, so that's very important concept. I'm just making it simple right now, and then we'll go in detail in future lectures. So and why we have these signs. So this one, I'm just because I'm making it simple. So this column is empty right now. I'm not talking about like why an ism has different statuses. We're just right now learning what different status or hal an ism can have and how to identify them. That's what we are learning today. And then why an ism can be in rafa status, nasab, and jar, that would be our future focus. So if I just summarize it, we now learn that an ism can be in three state or three hals or three end casings, rafa, nasab, and jar. And to indicate rafa or how to indicate rafa, we use either dhamma tanween or single dhamma in case of al. And to show the status of nasb, we use fatha tanween or single fatha in case of al. And to show the jar status, we use a sign kasra tanween or single kasra in case of al. And then this example, right? Al waladu yala'abu. So here we know that this ism has an al, so it has a single dhamma. So single dhamma means what state it is in? It is in rafa status. So now if I ask you, if you see like al waladu somewhere, and I ask you, okay, what is the state or hal of this ism? So you will check the last letter of the word, and then you will let me know if it is Dhamma or Dhamma Tanween. You will say it's in Rafa status or it's in Rafa hal. If a word has fatha, a last letter of the word has fatha on it, only last letter we are talking about, right? Because the last letter shows the status, not the other letters will not going to show. Like if waw has a fatha, that doesn't mean that it's in nasab status. Lam has a fatha, it doesn't mean it's in nasab status. Dal has dhamma, so the last letter of the word, whatever the harkat is on last letter, that will tell you the hal or status of that ism. Okay, whether it's rafa, nasab or jar. Any other letters will not going to count, just the last letter of the word. So al-waladu, it's an ism because it starts with L. We know it's an ism. The last letter has dhamma on it. That means it's in rafa status or rafa hal. Qara'atul kitaba, it's al. This word is starting with al. We know that's an ism then because it's starting with al. Even if you don't know the meaning, we know it's ism. Why? Because it's starting with L. Ba has a fatha on it. Last letter of the word has fatha on it. And if an ism has, if a last letter of the word has fatha or fatha tanween, that means that ism is in nasb hal or nasb status. Zahabtu ilal masjidi. Same thing here. Al, the word has starting with al. That means it's a noun. It's a ism, and the last letter of this ism has a kasra on it. Al masjidi. So any ism, the last letter, if a last letter has kasra or kasra tanween, that ism would be in jar status. So these are different examples. So al-waladu yal'abu, al-waladu is in rafa status. Qira'atul kitaba, this is al-kitaba is a nasb status. Al-masjidi is in jar status because the last letter of this word is has a kasra. Okay, now let's do some practice. Okay, so let's see some practice. Identify the grammatical state. So grammatical state, basically state, right, or hal. So as we know, this is a grammatical state of the word in red. So رأيت الطالبة.
So,
طالبة, what is the
الطالبة
state or hal?
نصب.
Nasb, right? Right? Because the last letter of talib, the word has a fatha on it. बिल्कुल ठीक, correct. Al madrasati.
This is jar state.
This is jar state because ta marbuta has a kasra on it. All right. Arslan, you can go ahead. As-sayyaratu.
It's Rafā.
It's rafa
السيارة.
status. And why? Because that
Because the last word has a dhamma on it.
last letter of the word has dhamma on it. Perfect. As-sayyaratu. And same thing, jamilatun.
Jamilatun also has a dhamma tanween, so it's Rafā.
It's also rafa status. Perfect. All right, thank you. I'll finish the rest and then we'll go to the next slide. Zahabtu ilal bayti. So al bayti, it has al, definite noun because it's starting with al. And then when al comes, the tanween drops. So al bayti. And then ta, last letter of the word has a kasra on it. That means it's in jar status. So now as we have learned two properties, so I will say, like if I say both properties, so al bayti is definite and it is in, and end casing is in jar status. I'm just saying like it's in jar status. So we know two properties of that word. Al-waladu yal'abu, starting with L, is a definite ism. And then last letter of this word has dhamma on it. That means it's in rafa status. I'm just using R for that. Qara'atul kitaba, starting with Al, definite. And then last letter of the word has a fatha on it. It is in nasb status. So all these, I'm just using R and J basically to show the end casing, this E. So Rafa, Nasab and Jar. Now some examples from Quran. Identify the grammatical state or hal of the word in red. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. النَّاسِ. Starting with al, it's a definite ism, but the last letter has a kasra on it. That means it's in jar status. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. Shar and hasid, two words. Shar has a kasra on it and hasidin has a kasra tanween. That means they both are in jar status. They both have kasra. And then number two, like there is no al, so we'll gonna say it's basically indefinite for now. As hasid is indefinite, but shar we'll learn it further. But yeah, you can say for now it's indefinite. Sayasla naron dhata lahabin. So naron, it has fatha tanween on it. So why tanween? Because there is no al. If there is no al, then tanween. And tanween or al is a sign of an ism. So we can say, yeah, it's an ism. So indefinite, and then plus, because of fatha tanween, it is Naṣb status. Lahabin, so kasra tanween, it's also is in a jar status because of kasra tanween. Fi jidiha hablum mim masadin. So hablum tanween has, that means it's an isim because it has tanween. Masadin also has tanween, kasra tanween. It's also an isim. They both are isim, and they both are, we can say, indefinite. Something is happening here. But hablum is in Rafʿ status and masadin is in jar status. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. Nasru, like victory or help, you can say. So Nasru, single dhamma in Rafʿ status. Allahi, lafz jalala, هذا kasra, jar status. Al-Fathu, with al, proper noun or definite. Fathu, single dhamma, Rafʿ status. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. النَّاسَ, again same thing we learned, but there it was النَّاسِ, right, because it was in jar status. But here same word nas has a fatha on it. Why? Because it is in Naṣb status. And now why it is in Naṣb status, that we haven't learned, but right now we are just trying to learning how we can determine the state of an ism, like what state or hal an ism can be. Dini has a kasra, it's in jar status. Allahi, again kasra, lafz jalala is in jar status. Afwajan. So the last letter. So this is, if you notice, like whenever there is a fatha tan, let's say if I write, I think this is maybe a good point here, fauj, right, or fauj or fauj basically, faujun. But if I write in, if I put fatha tanween on it, right? So then this is a writing method. So you put an alif as well, like faujan. You don't put just like on jim, you don't put two fatha. You have to put alif in. It's a writing method. So when you write faujan, so alif would be there, but technically the last letter is jim that has tanween on it. But it's a writing method that whenever you put fatha tanween, you put alif. Same thing like afwajan, right? Any word, like any word, whenever you put a fatha tanween, you put alif at the end. But is the last letter technically here, like a jim has tanween on it, right? So afwajan. So this is a writing method. So it's a Naṣb status because it has fatha tanween on it. It's Naṣb. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. وربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملت على الذين من قبلنا. وربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين.